the foothills of Boise, Idaho, and we're getting ready to check out an absolutely stunning mountain modern home. This one is from MK Home. So let me turn you around. I'll tell you all about it. What about that? All right, y'all, get a load of this beauty right here. If you love mountain modern homes, I think this is definitely gonna be one that tickles your fancy. This is 1851 West Winter Camp Court from MK Homes. It is absolutely beautiful. I love the stonework and the wood. I think it just looks fantastic. Now, inside you are gonna find 4 bedrooms, 5 bathrooms. It does have a massive 6-car garage, and all of this sits inside of 5,620 square feet. Just get a load of it. Then it's got like this private little courtyard space as you enter in through these steel doors, and just kind of wraps around. Just pretty neat. I could see like coming out here and sipping on some tea, you know, having a little tea party. Got the little fountain. It's got like this whole vibe to it. And it's like lunchtime now, so you're getting a little bit of shade right here. Now, if you are interested in this home, it is currently listed at $3.895 million. But with that, let's get inside and see what all we can find. All right, here we go. So this is the view that you're greeted with when you do first walk in. Beautiful view into both the great room and your back covered patio and beyond. But before we dive into all of that, let me go ahead and turn you around real quick, show you this front entryway. And before we do dive into it too far, I do want to give a special thank you to the 208 Market team at Keller Williams Realty here in Boise for setting up this tour. Greatly appreciate that. And you know, if it wasn't for you guys, we wouldn't get opportunities to tour homes like this. So definitely appreciate you. If you haven't already, you know, make sure, I'm gonna say definitely way too many times, but you know, go over there and hit the subscribe button. That way we can get into more amazing homes. So beautiful front entryway, and then from there it opens up into this massive living room space. So I think what we're gonna do is we're gonna step here into the living room, check it out, and then stay on kind of this side of the house before ultimately getting over to the kitchen. So beautiful tapered stone fireplace going all the way up to the ceiling, massive chandelier hanging down in the middle of this great room. I love this thing. It's just got like this beautiful, like rustic, weathered look to it, which I think is fitting with like the mountain modern theme, right? And then of course you have these beautiful exposed beams up in the ceiling. And then as you can see, all of the windows and door frames are all done up in steel. It is all custom. And dare I say imported from New York, right? So all American made, which is absolutely amazing. But beautiful fireplace right here with a massive insert. You've got this really nice surround right here. And then no hearth at all, just kind of flush to the ground. So that would look really good with, you know, some different decorating. And then I'm gonna give you a quick pan back into the kitchen space because it is gorgeous. Oh my goodness, just love that kitchen. But let's go ahead and step outside real quick. You've got this back covered patio space, views clear up the hill. Now this property is on just shy of an acre. I think it's like 0.95 of an acre. So tons of room back there, right? You've got another gas fireplace out here. Just kind of a nice little chill spot. You do have a heater back here over the top of like your outdoor eating space. So that's nice. If it gets a little chillier in the wintertime, you can crank that puppy up. And then you've got your outdoor kitchen area with the grill. You've got your flat top, and then up underneath of this cover right here is the pizza oven. And man, I could definitely just kind of see hanging out here. Maybe you get a pool, maybe you don't, I don't know, right? But you just kind of hang out. Now, this little walkway over here does lead to another little patio that was kind of envisioned for like a hot tub space. right? And that's real nice. And then you have access from the master bedroom. And then further down, you have access out onto that covered little patio space, which is for your gym area. There's actually an indoor gym through the master bedroom. So that is pretty cool. Now, as we are walking through this home, let me know what you like, what you might want to change or rearrange if this home was to be yours. I'm going to tell you right now, I love this office space. Just look at this. Just a wall of windows. Beautiful. And again, all done custom steel work. Now, I was told that it's soundproof. We might have to put that to the test later on. I'll have to actually take my take the mic off, or maybe you'll still be able to hear me, right? But I love the stone accent wall. I think that looks really cool. And with the glass, you're still kind of part of everything, but you're kind of still disconnected at the same time, right? And then on this side of the house, you're going to find 2 of the secondary bedrooms. And this is the first of the 2. So beautiful ceiling height in here. Just kind of soars up. Nice and spacious. And then you've got all this kind of hand-milled woodwork in here as well. Nice step-in closet. And then I'm pretty sure each of the bedrooms have their own en-suites, which is nice, right? I've talked about that before. If you're new, we do tour homes all across the country. So we see a lot of different homes, a lot of different designs and stuff like that. And I think it has to be like standard these days to have basically, essentially, the same number of bathrooms as you do bedrooms. Anyway, throughout this home, you're going to see this beautiful countertop right here. This is that Taj Mahal stuff. We've been seeing that quite a bit lately. Just kind of a really cool pattern. And once we get to like the kitchen space, I'll really show it to you. It's almost got like this dark, stormy wave pattern to it, which is pretty neat. But into the linen closet. And then past that, you come into, this is like a dedicated dog station, right? Which is pretty neat. You've got the Dutch door right here, right? So the bottom can close and the top, like they can separate. And then you've got a little wash basin back here with beautiful colored cabinets. I love this. It's like a sagey green color, like a nice dark sage. Wash basin, and then you have your pet washing station. And then there's a little doggy door. And this door actually, I don't know if it's locked or unlocked. It leads out into like this little pet run, right? So that's kind of cool. My dogs, you know, they'd never fit in that. And then I'd be having the big dogs. We've got 3 Maremma sheepdogs. And they live in our barn. And I'll tell you what, I promise they'd be trying to get in through that little doggy door. Especially Maggie. She's, we've had her since she was like a pup. And she's probably the most spoiled one. But she loves coming in the house every now and again. She gets a little treat. But anyway, this is the second of the secondary bedrooms. This one's nice. It's got access out onto the back patio space. And it's got like this fun little built-in. Now I've got this one and one more, and they're not part of the parade, but I'm so happy that we got them. You know what I mean? Just like completely different. It's kind of what I was expecting coming to Idaho. Instead of, you know, we've toured a lot of great homes, but just looking at the pictures of this one and the next one that we're going to be doing, they just look like these beautiful, quintessential kind of, you know, exactly what I expected from a home here in Idaho. So pretty excited about that, a little stoked. But you've got your dining room space with this beautiful tray ceiling, nice big light fixture. Again, kind of, it's almost like a hammered brass. I don't know if it's actually like a paint job or just kind of, no, it's actually it. So that's neat looking. And then just gorgeous views right here from the dining room. You do also have access out onto the back covered patio. And then from there, you dive into this kitchen space. And it is just gorgeous. Here, I can really give you a good look of this like Taj Mahal countertop. I don't know, maybe it's not, I just feel like, I imagine when I look at it, like dark, stormy seas, right? That's just kind of the pattern I get out of it. And it always looks so beautiful. But anyway, so on the front side of the island, looks like there is some storage up underneath of there. It's a little far back. I'm not gonna open it this time, but you do have some nice big pendant lights hanging down over the top of your island. And then on this side, I've loved to see this. Oh my goodness. Like actually in the island out here where you're like doing things, you've got an ice maker, right? So cool. And then next to that, you've got the trash can drawer. And then further down is your panelized dishwasher. And then this undermount sink looking out into both the great room as well as the dining room. And then let's go ahead and back up a little bit and we will start along the back wall. So again, beautiful glass pane cabinets. Love that. And these are all push to open, so they don't have any hardware on the front of them. It's kind of making them look clean and crispy, right? But the cabinets do go all the way up to the ceiling, so you don't have to worry about doing any dusting. And then of course you've got your Thermador range with the double ovens, and it looks like, oh yeah, got a little spice rack on this side. Let's see what the other side has. You've got the utensil drawer. And then back behind that, they wrap the countertop up into the backsplash. You've got the pot filler, little lip up there. And then on the far wall, of course, refrigerator and freezer with your little wine fridge in the middle. And then I'll go ahead and back up, give you a good view over here, and then we're gonna dive into this beautiful pantry space as well. And I think what I love most about the pantry and pretty much this home is just, I love the steel framed everything. Whether it's the doors or the windows, I just think it looks really, really nice. So into the pantry, again, kept the same countertops in here as well. Cabinets going all the way up to the ceiling. And then around the corner, you'll have a microwave. You've got your espresso machine, a little bit of extra storage in here. And then just like a fun little tile backsplash. And then through this way, you have access back out into the foyer. And then across the hall, I've never seen this before, and I think this is super interesting. This is like, it's not like a powder bath, but essentially it's a powder bath. It's a full bathroom. But you've got the single vanity, right? And then you have this accent wall right here, which is real leather panels. Pretty neat, just brings in a little bit of warmth, I think, into the space. But then you've got your toilet and a full shower. Nice, dark and moody. Let's see, open this up so you're looking at the shower and not me. I know, that's what you really want to look at, but I'm just kidding. Anyway, and then it just kind of wraps around. Over this side, you've got the mud room and laundry room space, but we'll do a full circle. We're going to start here in the master bedroom, which is just nice and spacious. So So you've got this beautiful tray ceiling with the exposed beams. Again, access outside. And then into the ensuite. So double opposing vanities. And then they've got like these linen cabinets on either side. And then along the back wall, kind of like a little artistic piece back here. So you've got the wood paneling, and then just like the little lip right there, the little edge, kind of the same countertop or same material that they used with the countertops. Just looks pretty neat. Just the use of like black and brown, you know what I mean? And they always said growing up it doesn't match. It goes with everything. Anyway, nice big soaking tub. And then next to that, you've got this walk-in shower with double shower heads and fun little backlit niches. The water closet. And then this is your gym room. Now you can actually access this from multiple locations. You can access it obviously from the master bath. You can access it from outside, or you can even access it from the garage. This door actually leads out into the garage. Now we're gonna go out into the garage a different way, but I just kind of wanted to point that out. And then you've got your water bottle filler, and then a little beverage refrigerator out here as well. So that's nice. And then around the corner, you come into the master closet. So you've got these pull-down hanging dowels, tons of built-ins, and then easy access into the laundry room. So again, I love this, how they like raise up the washer and dryer, right? One, it makes it where it doesn't hurt your back when you're opening up like front load stuff. But then it also has a little bit of extra storage up underneath of it as well, which is pretty neat. And then again, kind of that same sagey green color, forest green maybe. And then plenty of counter space. But that wraps around, got a little wash basin. And then back behind us is like this storage / linen closet. And then I love the floors. Like the floor is probably my favorite part, and that just kind of comes out here in the mudroom as well. You just have these beautiful like herringbone patterned bricks, which is pretty neat. And then in the mudroom, got a nice big storage closet, huge coat closet, cleaning closet, whatever you want to use it as. And then back behind us is a bunch of lockers, which is nice. Now I think the ones on either end have outlets, and then they've got like these little adjustable hook things, which is cool. Just kind of extend them out. And then those go all the way up to the ceiling. Then we'll go ahead and step out into this massive garage space. So 6 stalls. So you've got the 2-car right here. I think it's 6. I think it's wide enough for 6. I don't know how they're going to get 6 in here. I don't know. But they do have your utility closets. So there's actually 2 of them. Both of these sets of closets are all of your utilities. So you've got your furnace, your water heater. I think they've got the central vac system over there as well. And then you've got the door out into the motor court. and then this garage. I would say 4 cars. But I mean, I guess you could pack 6 in here if you wanted to. You've got the EV hookup, electric panel, and then you do have this really nice like storage, or not storage, like workshop area. You got the pressure washer machine, little wash basin. This is the door that goes back into the gym room, right? And then I don't remember what these are. So this is your central vac hose, so you can like, which makes it nice. Some storage closets. But how cool is that? You've got like this little pressure washer over here, and then you've got the vacuum, so you can just, you'd never have to go and go to a car wash. You can just do it right here, right? So that's pretty cool. Then from here, we'll go ahead and work our way upstairs. Have you been thinking about what you like, what you might want to change or rearrange if this home was yours? Definitely be letting me know that stuff in the comments. Oh my goodness, I didn't even notice this. Check this out. So you got this coat room over here, and they utilized like the understairs storage space. Get a load of this. Like a full-on coat room. Oh man, and the ceilings right here, they drop down a little bit, right? Up underneath of the stairs. I'm 6 foot tall though, and I don't have to duck. What? Love it. I feel like I have to duck, but I don't actually have to duck. Got a little bit of head clearance there. And then you have this beautiful staircase. It's kind of working its way up. Nice big window looking out into the hills and beyond. And then what I love about up here is, and you probably saw it while we were downstairs in the great room, it's just got like this little banister balcony space looking back down into the great room. It's just so gorgeous, right? Like, I love the fireplace, and that's around. It just looks amazing. But super cool, love that. And then all the way at the back of the house, we'll start here. There is a bedroom up here as well. But you've got this great big kind of bonus space, den area, little hangout spot. Just tons of space. You've got the wet bar with a beverage fridge, or 2 of them. We've got some accent lights down at the bottom of the cabinets. And then look at this. You got like these recessed little shelves, which is cool. And then around the corner from that, you can access this bathroom from both this kind of common space as well as the bedroom itself. So you've got single vanity with some nice sconces. And you've got the toilet and another standalone shower. This one's got like some nice dark navy blue tile. Kind of cool looking. And then we'll just step right on into the bedroom itself. So good size. This is probably the smaller of the bedrooms though, for sure. All those other ones were massive. But this would be like a nice younger kid, maybe even a guest room, right? Send them upstairs, get them out of here. But nice accent wall. And then you've got its closet as well. And this one's got a little bit of attic access up above us. All right. Today we find ourselves in Eagle, Idaho, getting ready to check out a brand new home from Biltmore Homes. This is a beautiful waterfront property. So let me turn you around. I'll tell you all about it. All right, y'all, say hello to the Carmel from Biltmore Homes. This is a beautiful kind of mountain, modern-esque home, and I absolutely am digging it. So, of course, you've got this nice covered front porch right here with this stone. There's actually kind of like this slat siding, which is pretty interesting. And then they also incorporated some more like natural wood siding, which is pretty neat. Just kind of gives this home a lot of like character and texture, and I love it. Anyway, inside you are going to find 4 bedrooms, 5 bathrooms. There is a 3-car garage, so technically 2 stalls, and then you've got like an RV stall as well. And all of this sits inside of 5,031 square feet. You got these cool little rain chains coming down from the gutters. Love it. Now, if you are interested in this home, it is currently listed for $2,999,000. But with that, let's get inside and see what all we can find. All right, here we go. And y'all get a load of that view right there, right out into that pond out back. Ooh, love it. But all right, before we get too far into it, let me go ahead and turn you around real quick and show you the entryway. So they got all these tables and stuff because you got the parades on the weekends and everything. So that's why that's there. Anyway, just ignore it, right? But tons of stonework in here. And then, of course, like this natural, almost white oak door, as well as, and it's probably not that, it looks like it though, right? And then you've got some wood accents up on the ceiling as well. And then if you're not familiar with it, it does have a pivot door, which just means that instead of having hinges, it just pivots on a single axis, which makes it super easy to kind of open and shut. It's like super lightweight no matter really how big the door is, right? And then from there, it kind of opens up into your common spaces with the kitchen, the dining room, as well as the living room. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and start right here in the living room, and then we will progress to this side of the house before coming back and checking out the kitchen and the master bedroom. So you do have this beautiful 2-sided fireplace that climbs all the way up to your vaulted ceiling, exposed beam, and I just like the nice little taper that the fireplace has. And obviously, I'm a huge sucker for 2-sided fireplaces, so if they're here, I love them, right? But this one's really nice and large. You've got this huge hearth down here, and then not really like a mantle, but just kind of like this surround, like plaster surround, which is super cool. Just kind of dainty, right? But on either side of that, you've got these nice built-ins. And then I'll give you a good pan back into the dining room and kitchen just from this vantage point, so you can really take in like these massive chandeliers up here. But there's 2 islands, tons of lights coming from these transom windows, and all of these super tall like sliding doors and windows over in the kitchen as well. Love that, you know, love the natural light. And then from there, you can actually access this kind of corridor back here from either side of the fireplace. But what we're going to do is we'll hop into this closet real quick, just kind of scope this out, take a little gander, right? Which is going to be like a little linen closet, maybe a coat closet. And then we're going to swing down here, this little corridor, which sits back towards the back of the home. So this home is basically set up where it's like got 2 wings on either side of the home, and then in the middle is this nice courtyard. So to the left-hand side, as we walk our way back here, you've got this nice big picture window looking out into almost like this serene garden, right? And then on the right-hand side, of course, you've got views out into your back covered patio, as well as the kind of courtyard space. Then from there, it opens up into your kind of game room area, just some common space back here. Now, this golf simulator right here, it's modular, right? It's something that you could easily go pick up online. So if you didn't necessarily want a golf simulator, you don't have to have one, right? As we are walking through the home, you know, you can change things around and kind of come up with the different ideas that you like, might want to keep, or things that you might want to change or rearrange, right? And then, of course, duh, you got to let me know down in the comments. But it does have this really cool ceiling. It's kind of like a drop-down recess kind of situation. And I guess there's a remote somewhere that actually you can change like the lights. So you can get into the different moods. And then from there, just kind of opens up. Got a little table set up. I love that window array. We're going to get to it because it has spectacular views. Definitely gives this room kind of like this lake house vibe, right? But you do have the furnace back here. And then another sitting room. And this might be like the less formal living room spot where you might just come and hang out all the time, right? Instead of being out in the living room. Of course, being out in the living room, you're closer to the food, the snacks, right? But vaulted ceilings, exposed beam, nice big light fixture. And then, like I said, just this huge window array looking out onto this massive pond. Now, if you haven't already, do me a solid, right? Do your boy a favor. Go down and hit that subscribe button for me. Why? Because we tour amazing homes all across the country, and I don't want you to miss a thing, right? Because if you do, then you're going to miss ideas. We've already opened that door. But anyway, plus it gives me like the warm fuzzies. It makes me feel good, right? It lets me know that you enjoy this type of content. But you got this linen closet. And then on the opposite side, you have the powder room. So floating vanity, nice vessel sink. It's got one of these fancy little smart toilets right here. Maybe it opens. But anyway, nice big pendant lights. And then this is a lime wash linen finish wall, which looks really cool. And then all the way at the back, this is going to be the first of the bedrooms. So nice big space. Kind of a fun light fixture. This is day 2 of the Idaho trip. And man, yesterday it was so windy. Oh my goodness. And then all of a sudden, like today, no wind. Right? Like one of the people that I met at another home, they texted me this morning. They were like, oh my gosh, beautiful morning, no wind. I was like, yeah, because we were trying to get the drone up and everything like that, and it just was not happening. Like, so much wind. They're like, it's hardly ever like this. And then, of course, the one day, that we're touring their homes, it's like it. So it's nice that it kind of calmed down a little bit. But anyway, into the closet. Kind of like a nice deep navy blue. And then around the corner, this is the second of the bedrooms. This one's nice. It's got like a nice vault with the exposed beam up there. But again, both of these rooms, very nice size. And then into this one's closet. Then on the opposite side, into its ensuite. So this one's actually got a really cool vanity. So you've got, of course, the single vanity, and then it drops down into the little makeup vanity, which looks really nice. And then around the corner, you come into its ensuite, or the water closet part. So toilet, got like a little linen closet, cabinet. And then into its shower. And this one's a super fancy one. Like I feel like compared to the other one that we just came out of. It's definitely one I'd be calling dibs on. And let's see, I haven't gone too far into this home. This is the back side of the fireplace. Like this whole side of the house is kind of new for me. But this is the third bedroom. Again, another vaulted ceiling. Love that. This one sits up towards the front of the home. Just that window is massive. Tons of light. Let's get over here so you can kind of get a different view. And then into its ensuite. See, didn't even come over here to turn on the light. Ooh, got some nice little kicker lights down there. But single vanity, a couple sconces, toilet, and then another nice deep tub. These things are massive. And then of course the tile going all the way up to the ceiling. And then all the way to the back is its closet. All right, let's go get into some of the meat and potatoes of this home with this kitchen and dining room space. So I guess first and foremost, let's just go ahead and we'll hit up the dining room and then we'll go outside. But dining room kind of sits right in between both the living room as well as the kitchen space. And that sits just off of the patio. Let's see, unlock it. There we go. All right, so covered back patio. Love this space. You've got an outdoor eating area. And then I love this outdoor fireplace. It looks really nice. It's got this recessed TV space. And the cool thing about it is, unlike those hot summer days or something, there are screens that you can just drop right down so you can kind of chill out here and not have to worry about any bugs. If Idaho has bugs, I'm not real sure. But beautiful space. And then it just kind of wraps around. You can access this whole backyard patio area from that kind of game room area that we were in. And then look at this. It just kind of wraps around. You've got your own private dock. Little sun tanning station. Oh yeah. We'll get up here on the rocks. But you got some AstroTurf back here. That's nice. And then it just kind of wraps around. This is a perfect spot for like a little fire pit. Man, this definitely reminds me of the lake back home for sure. Obviously the lake's much bigger, but just kind of cool. Got like this rocky kind of thing into the water. And then of course you've got the stairs into the water over here too. I didn't even notice that. But that's pretty cool. And then this is your rear elevation. Kind of a neat look. And then we'll get inside. So yeah, I mean, super cool. I actually got to go out. Yesterday was Cinco de Mayo. Had to go get a spicy marg. There's a place called Jalapenos that I was told about, so I went and scoped that out. And I actually got to meet some really cool people, which was super fun. Normally I'm pretty hesitant about going out and like experiencing places because, you know, she doesn't travel with me when I come on these places. So when I go to like new places, I try to limit my exposure to different things so that hopefully eventually one day we can do it together. But anyway, in the kitchen, we have 2 islands. So both have these beautiful waterfall edges. On this island, kind of like your little eating island, you've got this pop-up outlet. There's actually one on both sides. And then you've got plenty of seating space. There's no storage on this side, but there is storage on this side. So some nice big drawers. And then you've got the built-in microwave. And then on the back island, again, tons of storage. And this right here, this is pretty cool. It actually scared me when I did it. There was a little sign that says, place your foot here. And when you do, whoop, the trash can pops out, right? That's pretty neat, especially if your hands are full, like if you're prepping and you just want to like open it up and scoop everything into the trash can. I thought it was neat. Undermount sink. Well, it's almost like a graphite-y color, like the sink itself looks super cool. But views kind of towards the front side of the house. And then I think this is a panelized dishwasher over on this side. And then for all of you that are like, man, I wish the sink was up underneath of the window. Well, you do have one. It's a prep sink, right? So you can sit here and wash up some stuff, prep your vegetables, whatever the case may be. And that has this spectacular view. So that's pretty neat. And then I would imagine that this is your refrigerator and freezer. Yeah, so you got I think this is the freezer side, which is really nice. So you can pull out your vegetables and everything. You've got your prep sink right there. Bam. And then along the back wall, you have your range with a pot filler and kind of a nice, fun, like rustic-y tile backsplash. Oh man. That's like the biggest spice rack ever. So wide. I wasn't even sure if that's what I was like, what is that going to be? But range hood kind of built in, goes all the way up to kind of like the bulkhead. And let's see what this side is. Ooh, another. Look at that. That's nice. But this is big enough that can fit like all your stuff, like your baking stuff maybe. You can get some sugar and some flour over here as well, like those big glass jars, right? Maybe something along those lines. And then all the way at the end, you've got your wine fridge. So how about that? There's a lot of stuff in this kitchen. And then, and I don't even think that's it. Like, we're not even done yet. You do have a cleaning closet. This is just like a dedicated cleaning closet. It's even got an outlet down there so you can charge all the things, which is super cool. And then back behind us, this sits almost directly behind the kitchen space. You do have this pantry area. And I think it looks really cool. I love that they kept the stone in here, which is nice. Got a little step stool. That's probably my favorite pantry style, is the ones that, and we've toured some like that have ladders in them. I don't know why, I just like them. I think it looks cool, especially when you've got those super tall, like, cabinets, right? But tons of counter space in here. You do have another little beverage refrigerator. And then on the opposite side of that, look how close this is to the snacks. You got the office. Very nice. Oh, and you got these big picture windows too, just sitting in the corner. Perfect view. Man, I could sit here all day. This is the spot. Definitely edit some videos like that. But double tray ceiling, nice big light fixture. And I love these like nice big kind of natural doors with like the glass panes. I think that looks pretty cool. There's just so many things to open. I guess this is going to be another cleaning closet. Because again, and I love the idea of it, I love that they've just got all these outlets down there, right? And then from there we enter into like our mudroom space. So you've got all of these like little lockers. Let's say lockers. I think some of them are open. Maybe not. Maybe they're just all little shelves, which is nice though. Because I feel like that makes sense. Thinking back on it now, like you look at all those locker spaces where it's just like one open, tall thing. You can't really put a lot of stuff in there without stacking it. So putting a shelf up, right? Makes sense. All right. This is the garage space. So you've got the double stall right here behind. Like I said, they're set up for the parade right now. So that's kind of why all this stuff is in here. But and then on this side, you've got like your kind of RV space. But other than that, I see attic access. You've got whatever this storage space is right here. Let's see what that is. Okay, this is where your furnace is and your water heater. And then that's about all I'm seeing in here. And then from there, we kind of start working our way towards the master bedroom, towards the backside of the house. So again, beautiful vaulted ceiling, exposed beam. They kind of kept that stone in here. Almost has like a Tuscan vibe, I guess, right? Nice big chandelier hanging down in the middle. And then you have your own private back patio, which is super cool and, you know, like not attached to anything. This one's even got a jacuzzi. And then this, ooh, I see that tub back there too. Another double-sided fireplace. Yes, please take it. So beautiful, beautiful ensuite. Look at that. That's straight out of a magazine right there. You've got the towel warmer. I love it. I toured one yesterday. It had a wooden tub, which was pretty neat. And then into the shower. Again, another massive, like, I wish I could show you so you could appreciate how large this shower head is. But then you've got like your normal shower head, and then the back wall is pretty curved, which is a little different. And then you have the double vanities kind of floating, a little floating shelf down on the bottom. Frosted glass window, there you go. Ooh, and heated floors too. They're not very nice. Very nice. And then into the water closet. And then I haven't opened this up yet. This looks like a linen closet. Push to open. I do have to say, I'm very thankful for the signs in this home. Right? I'm just kidding. But this is the closet. Nice big mirror right here. And it's carpeted. I think this is the only place in the whole house that has carpet. But from there you can kind of transition, and there's two pocket doors right here, but you can transition into the laundry room, which look at this, you've got 2 sets of washer dryer hookups. That's what I'm talking about. Sometimes you just get behind in laundry, right? And you know, when you've got 4 or 5 people living in the house, they got to wait on the laundry. And it's just, I could see it. I'm one of those people that would love to have like 1,800 different laundry rooms. It would be nice. But tons of folding space. And then this has like these little drying racks as well in here. And then kind of another storage closet. And then we're back out into the foyer space. All right. Today we're in Fairfax, Virginia, and we're getting ready to check out an ultra-modern home unlike anything we've ever toured here on the channel. All right, y'all, say hello to the Elysium house from EV Build. This, y'all, is an ultra-modern home unlike anything we've ever toured here on the channel. It is absolutely spectacular. Inside, you are going to find 5 bedrooms, 8 bathrooms. It does have this 3-car garage right here and this massive 16-foot Turkish pivot door. It is, I mean, just look at the size of this thing. Extraordinary. Now, this home is currently listed for $3,350,000 and sits inside of 7,820 square feet. With that, let's get inside and see what all we can find. All right, here we go. So this is the view that you're greeted with just as soon as you walk in, and it is gorgeous. Now, I do want to say a huge thank you to Ali Farhadov with Compass Realty for setting up this tour. Greatly appreciate him. You can find his information down in the description. And y'all, get a load of this door. Woo! 16 feet tall, and it is massive. Opening it up, you'd think that it would be a lot heavier just because of how big it is. They said it did take 3 days to install, and it's got this nice steel frame all the way around it. They said even if the house burnt down, the door still stands. I was like, oh my goodness. That's some powerful stuff right there just to hear that, you know what I mean? But anyway, let's dive into this thing. So just off of the front doorway, you do have this kind of open set of shelves, which looks pretty neat. And that, of course, stands watch over this beautiful office space. So nice big picture window, some big built-ins, and then just all of the room. And it is hopping out here today, trying to sneak in a little bit. And we've actually, interestingly enough, we are the only outside kind of videographer, if that's, I'm not really that, but you know what I mean? But that they've invited to come in and tour the home. So I thought that was pretty neat. Super thankful for that. And obviously that is not possible without you guys and, you know, all of your just support of our channel. So with that, I would like to say, if you haven't already, definitely hit the subscribe button, because every time you do that, it's one more builder that lets us into our home. And it makes me feel all warm and fuzzy on the inside. But around the corner, this is probably one of my favorite rooms right here, and that is this beautiful powder room. You've got this crescent mirror right here with the backlighting, the floating vanity, and then your vessel sink just looks super cool. And then of course they topped it off with this black toilet with the brass inlay, like just to match it. Perfect. And then next to that, really close to the front door, is of course your coat closet. Then on the opposite side of the foyer, you do have your dining room. You can actually, it wraps around, and you can access this from the kitchen as well. You do have this beautiful tray ceiling with the accent lights, nice, fun, funky light fixture kind of matching, you know, the modern aesthetic of the home itself. And then on the opposite side, you've got the stairwell up to the second floor as well as down into the basement. Then from there, we transition into all of the common spaces, and we're gonna go ahead and get started right here in this living room. I mean, get a load of these windows, floor to ceiling, spectacular. It's like, while it is a super modern house, the windows looking out into the woods just really brings home that touch of nature, right? It almost feels like you're sitting outside, which is super cool. But ceiling, almost like a reverse coffered ceiling, which is super neat. And then you have this beautiful fireplace surround with the gas fireplace insert, and I love it. Now I'm gonna go ahead and pan you around and give you a good view back into this dining room and kitchen space. And then we're gonna go ahead and step outside. Now, as we are walking through this home, definitely let me know what you like, what you might wanna change or rearrange. If this home was yours. Would love to hear about that down in the comments. Now, 10 feet of opening right here, and the doorway is 10 feet tall as well. So a lot of space out here coming out. Just a nice little chill spot, right? You've got, of course, the glass banister, and then access down into your walkout basement. And then this is actually neat. What is up above us is actually the private balcony for the master suite, which is really neat. Love it. And stepping back inside, this is kind of your less formal dining space. This is where you're gonna probably eat, you know, your everyday dinners, right? Slap that TV dinner in the microwave, bring it over here, plop it on the table, and just enjoy that beautiful view. And then, of course, check out the ceiling in here, too. They've got some LED accents kind of matching. It's like a natural wood matching the floors, as well as it goes really well with like the brass accents throughout the home, too. But then from there, we transition into this kitchen. And y'all, there are some things in here y'all are going to love. I know my wife would for sure. But we'll go ahead and start right here with the island. Waterfall edges on both sides. It does look like there is some storage up here on the front side. Ooh, I just got a really close up of these stools too. Just, moving them. Look at that. Nice leather too. Very soft. But anyway, storage. Good bit of storage. Finished cabinetry. Love that. Soft close. And then you have this super fun light fixture hanging down over the top of the island. I didn't even notice this. You've got a little bit of storage space. And then on this side, tons of cabinets and drawers. Oh, look at that. There's drawers inside of drawers. Then along the back wall, you have your coffee maker, espresso machine. And the one thing that I actually didn't know about, let's see if I can open it. Ooh, push to open. But this little drawer right here is a coffee cup warmer. Like if you make your cup, you gotta step away for a little bit, it just warms it up, which is super neat. Jen does that all the time. She makes herself a cup of coffee and then 3 hours later remembers. She's like, oh, my coffee's cold now. But anyway, beautiful sink sitting below this window with these super fun sconces on either side. Just look at the window though. It is crystal clear and I love it. Panelized dishwasher. Nope, this one is the trash can drawer. This one is the dishwasher. And then you have these glass pane cabinets before we transition into the range. So they did take the counter and wrap it up into the backsplash. And then on either side of that, all right, we've got a utensil rack. Let's see, is this home gonna make the all-time list? It's got like a spice basket, right? I don't think we could ask for more than that. I'll take it. But anyway, you do have your range vent. But if you're not tall enough to like reach the buttons, there is a little remote right here that you can take off and just kind of, turn the lights on and off. Well, that's the fan, but there you go. So that's pretty neat, pretty handy. And then, of course, next to that is your double ovens. And then along the back wall, you have plenty of cabinets with these nice little slide outs, and then your refrigerator and freezer. I tried to make that smooth. I dropped my paper. It was not smooth. Anyway, and then this is going to be like your pantry area with your cupboards. So you have one here and then one right next to it. And then from there, we transition into the mudroom. So you've got this nice hall tree right here. Nice big bench. Little cleaning closet or a spot to hang your coats. And then from there, you transition out into your 3-car garage. So you have the single stall and the double stall. These have the silent openers, so you don't have like the big motor right here in the middle. I know somebody actually commented about that just recently and why I haven't been mentioning it, but I hadn't honestly even paid attention or noticed, and it was really just kind of brought to my attention, and then I did notice it in this home. So pretty neat. Anyway, other than that, all you have is a couple electric panels, and then this right here, it is set up for an EV charger. Then kind of opposite the little pantry area, you've got just a little prep space, a little serving space before you ultimately enter back into your formal dining room. All right, so what are you thinking so far? We're gonna go ahead and work our way up to the second floor, scope all of that out. It definitely has like this floating staircase feel to it, even with these glass banisters, which is pretty neat. Then you have this beautiful light fixture here, kind of hanging down over the top of the staircase as well. Now, as we get up here, y'all wait until you see the size of this master bedroom. It is an entire suite all to itself, and it is spectacular. But you do have this large landing, kind of a lofty space, just as soon as you get to the top of the stairs. And I didn't mention it downstairs. So there is an elevator shaft, and there was a doorway. I guess I'll kind of point it out as we go down to the basement. But you do have the elevator shaft, so your home could easily age with you, right? But then from there, we transition into the master suite, and y'all, the smell-o-vision. Ooh, I wish we had it, because it smells delightful. Anyway, full-length mirror, and then into the room itself, and get a load of that bed. You've got that leather headboard going from one end to the other. Massive light fixture. Couple just like beautiful, dainty pendant lights on either side of the bed. And then, of course, your sliding door out onto your private balcony. And then the gas fireplace. Now, this thing runs this whole side of the house. So kind of halfway down, you enter into the ensuite with this beautiful standalone soaking tub with the elegant pendant lights hanging down, massive picture window looking out into the woods. The lot itself is approximately an acre, which is pretty neat. Good bit of elbow space there. And then, of course, you have a zero threshold into your shower with a massive rainfall shower head. So it actually has the rain, the waterfall, and spray functions from this shower head. As you notice, there aren't any other shower heads minus the wand shower head, which is super neat. So you don't really have to worry about leaning over, even if you're like a super tall person, right? I have to do that sometimes. I'm not a super tall person, but you know, there are some shower heads that I've had to like bend over to get my head up underneath of. And man, what I would give. I think I've only had a rainfall shower head in like a hotel. I've never actually had one in a house before. But anyway, floating vanity, again, vessel sinks, and then you have the makeup vanity over here as well. It's almost like this cool gray starbursty. Is it textured? Yes, wallpaper. So very nice. And then, of course, you do have the LED mirrors as well. And then opposite the ensuite, you do have your wet bar. So whether you use that for juices or coffees or, you know, adult beverages is up to you. But it is there. And then you have your private linen closet. A full-length LED mirror, which is super nice. And then you finally transition into this closet. And this thing is gorgeous. It's like its own shopping mall, right? So you've got the dresser in the middle, nice big light fixture hanging down over the top of it. Just like a nice natural wood finish, which looks super good. You know, it's clean, it's nice, it's airy. Now, I do have to say that this is probably like the homiest feeling modern home. I mean, I don't know what you think about it, but it definitely, maybe it's just the rugs and like how it's staged and designed, you know, it really has like this you could live here feel, right? Where we've been into a lot that have been cold and harsh feeling a little bit. And don't get me wrong, I love me an ultra modern home. I'm all about it. But that there are some that are a little colder feeling. This one is not it at all. Now, the other cool thing that I like is that they matched like the bed and the rug and stuff like that. And that's throughout a lot of the rooms where there's like leather on the bed, and then they've got the same leather as the trim around the rug. Pretty neat. And then into this one's closet. And then all of the other rooms are kind of on the opposite side. So you do have some coat closets and linen closets up here. Just some nice storage spaces. This one's even got like a little bench. And then next to that is the linen closet. And then into the laundry room, front load washer dryer. We've got some folding space up above it, and then even more counter space where it kind of transitions into your wash basin. Now, the cabinets don't quite go all the way up to the ceiling, but do you see the color of the cabinets? And then they matched it to the trim on the washer and dryer. What? That's just some cool stuff. But anyway, then you also have your furnace. This is the upstairs furnace, and then I believe there's some more downstairs. But then you also have an additional 2 bedrooms over here on this side of the house. And these rooms are massive. Just gorgeous. Now, there's something really cool I want to show you. You can see there is a window kind of over in the corner. I'm going to show you in the next room we go into, but it's pretty neat. Into this one's closet and ensuite. So, oh, this one's got a tub. It's kind of like a low profile tub. But anyway, definitely a feature that I have never ever seen before. I'm gonna leave that. I'm gonna leave you on the edge of your seats with that for a minute, because it is pretty neat, right? Like it was one of those things that I was like, what? Like, what in the world? Who thinks of this stuff? But anyway, another nice sized room and into the ensuite. All right, let's see if I can figure out how to, there we go. All right, look at that. So no screen, boop, boop, right? So why would you leave this door open? Well, boom, screen. How about that? And then you can shut this, leave it open. I just thought that was pretty cool. You can have your screen if you want it. You can not have your screen if you want it, because, I mean, just look at the difference, even in lighting, right? It just gets so much brighter. But anyway, you have these hidden screens, which I thought were pretty snazzy. But floating vanity, and then this is another shower, of course, with the 0 threshold. And then into its closet. All right. So from here, we'll go ahead and work our way down into the basement, which also has tons of different things happening down there. This is the second to last home we have before we head back to West Virginia. And I am, y'all, just the things that are coming up, I'm super excited. We've got a lot of things going back on the farm. If you've ever seen our farm channel or not, you know, I'm not going to pitch that here, but I have been kind of itching. It's been well over almost 2 years now since we put a video up on that thing. But I don't know. I've been thinking about it a lot lately, and I kind of want to get into it, especially to start documenting kind of our next leg of that journey. So, you know, we'll see. We'll see what it brings. Just keep an eye out if you are over on that channel. But anyway, down here, love this. This is like, I think they said Mexican beach pebble that's been kind of polished, which is neat. And then, of course, your ficus tree. Ficus tree comes with the home. Anyway, so you have an entire spa area over here with starting with your gym, right? So you've got this tray ceiling, which just kind of wraps around. You have these inlaid LED accent lights, which is pretty neat. Actually, I wouldn't even call those accent lights because they're almost like your actual lights. But anyway, tons of mirrors, a lot of room. And then into your finished utility room. So you've got the water heater, your AV, and then you have your second furnace. And then, of course, the sauna, which is like more of a traditional sauna, which is super cool. I would love to have one of these. And then you have a steam shower, or just a shower to rinse off after you get out the sauna. Then the toilet, and another floating vanity. And then into this room. What does this make? How many? We saw 4 upstairs. This would be bedroom number 5. Nice and spacious in here as well. And then into its closet. And then this is this doorway right here is the lower level portion of the shaft. You know, and you can obviously use it for whatever you wanted to. Until you ultimately were ready to put in an elevator. Then you've got the wine shrine. This one doesn't look like it's temperature controlled, but it is beautiful. It almost looks like it's got this Venetian plaster. I don't know if that's plaster or wallpaper. It's wallpaper. But it definitely looks super neat. I love that Venetian plaster stuff, just the look of it. It always has like this old world look. But then you've got this wet bar with another super fun kind of wavy light fixture. Tons of room for seating. And then on this side, you've got, of course, your prep sink. And then, ooh, a little mini dishwasher. That's fun. I didn't know if that was going to be an ice maker or not. But a little mini dishwasher, that's even cooler. But backside, wine fridges. And then, of course, shelving for your beverages. And then over here, kind of the same-ish setup. Not the same exact setup, but that we have upstairs. So you have gas fireplace with plenty of space on either side of it. This side's got some open shelves. Then you've got some fun light fixtures on the opposite side. Then I'll just give you a good slow pan back into all the spaces down here before we step out onto this back covered porch. And out here you could put some screens in. You could also put a pool. They actually have a rendering of what a pool would look like back here. I don't know if you saw that or not in passing. If not, I'll kind of poke my head back in and show it to you before we head back upstairs. But outdoor grill space, just very nice and shady out here. It is about noontime, right? So this is kind of the sunlight that you're going to be getting at around noon. But this is the rendering right here of what the back elevation would look like with a pool back there, which is pretty nice. All right. Today we're in McLean, Virginia, just outside of Washington, D.C., and we're getting ready to check out a brand new home from a brand new builder. This home, y'all, it has a master suite unlike anything we've ever seen, and just wait until you see the size of this closet. Let me turn you around, I'll tell you all about it. All right, say hello to Ingleside Avenue from Real Homes. This is the first time we've ever toured anything from Real Homes, and I'm kind of excited about it. I walked in, turned on a few of the lights, and just kind of got a quick little glimpse of the place, and I love it. Of course, you know, I always say that. Anyway, inside of this one, you're gonna find 7 bedrooms, 10 bathrooms. You do have this 3-car garage right here, here in this motor court, and it looks like it's kind of got like this privacy glass where you can see in, or you can't see in, but you can see out. I don't know, we'll have to go check that out. But that's kind of what I'm thinking. Anyway, all of this sits inside of approximately 9,550 square feet. So on the front side, looks like you've got a little lap siding, a little board and batten up top, couple dormers, just kind of gives the whole place a little bit of character. Now, if you are interested in this home, it is currently listed for $4,699,000. It's got this fun little covered front porch, little side entrance, some nice ceilings. But with that, let's get inside and see what all we can find. All right, here we go. I am excited about this one. This is going to be a fun trip too. There are so many different styles of homes that we are going to be hopping into on this kind of DC, Northern Virginia trip. This is kind of a spur of the moment, last minute thing, so super excited about that. But when you do first walk in this home, you are greeted by this foyer space right here. You've got a set of stairs going both up to the 2nd floor as well as down into the basement, and then just tons of different things happening. But before we dive into it, I'll show you the front entryway right here. Got this single black door with tons of glass, and there's just several windows that just kind of help provide a bunch of natural light here in the foyer. So very nice. Now we are going to go ahead and start over here in the office space, which sits up towards the front of the home. So it looks like you've got some pocket doors. Ooh, with a little privacy glass, almost like a little frosting. Very nice. But as you enter into the office space, you know, tons of room. You got some nice thick crown molding up there, another great big window. And then a little built-in over by the entryway. Now, as we are walking through this home, do let me know what you like, what you might want to change or rearrange if this home was yours, right? I always love hearing that stuff. Also, do me a huge favor and go down there and hit that subscribe button. We tour beautiful homes all across the country every other day, and I don't want you to miss out on a single one of them. But with that, let's go ahead and keep this party rolling. Now, as you exit the foyer, obviously you're greeted by all of the common spaces with the living room, kitchen, and dining room. We are going to kind of stay to the left-hand side for a moment before we actually get out there and check all that stuff out. So over here, this is kind of like your guest quarters, your guest suite, something along those lines. It does have a coat closet. And then next to that, it also has a powder room. It's a very nice, very convenient, especially if like this is going to be the guest room that we're about to hop into. All this stuff is over here already. So it's not like they're coming into your own personal spaces, right? We have seen several homes where like the powder room is kind of over by the master bedroom, and that's just, I don't know, a little close for comfort, right? But anyway, we'll start. I didn't even notice this. The room itself has its own ensuite. So there's like 2 bathrooms right here back to back. But so I guess if you didn't want it to be a guest suite, it doesn't necessarily have to be one, obviously, right? But look at all this light. Oh my goodness. It's like 9:30 in the morning right now. So you would just get woke up by tons of sunshine right in your face. But you've got some, which would be nice, right? Nice and warm. But anyway, you've got like this shiplap kind of accent wall around the windows. You have access out onto the back covered patio. And then it does have a step-in closet. And then up towards the front of the room, this is that full ensuite that I was talking about. So single vanity, toilet, standalone shower. Got the tile going all the way up to the ceiling. And then a nice little bench and niche on the back side. And then from there, we enter into the living room. So kind of some exposed beams. I wouldn't say that they're exposed, they're kind of finished beams, right? But beams nonetheless here in the living room with some can lights. You have this beautiful fireplace kind of recessed a little bit into the surround, which is neat. And then just throughout the whole home, just kind of like this nice, beautiful oaky looking wood. I say oaky because I have no idea my different woods. I'm learning some of them. I got a buddy of mine. Him and his wife own some property out by us, and he's, you know, like an arborist. I wouldn't say he actually is an arborist, but he's been teaching me, learning me some things about different varieties of trees, which has been super cool. But anyway, tons of space here in the living room. I do love the floors. Again, just kind of like that nice natural looking wood color, which I do love. And kind of like some nice wide plank floors as well. And then I guess we'll step out here. It's just there's like 2 different little patio spaces. So you've got this one, which is just kind of a covered back patio. And then you have this other one over here, which is a screened in back patio. And I don't know if we can access it from the dining room or not. I really haven't gone to check that out. So we'll have to figure that out together. Okay, I see some doors over there. Just a fun little space. And there are 2 sets of doors, so you can enter it right here or over on this side as well. And then around the corner, this is the dining room. Again, keeping with like the beams in here as well. Tons of space, plenty of room to put artwork, some shelves, some tables, something along those lines if you wanted to, just to kind of spruce it up and give it your own flair, right? Just like a lot of wall space. And then of course you have this single light fixture hanging down over the top of your table, and you could get a tremendous table in here. Like there's tons of space if you wanted to do something even bigger, right? And then we'll step out here onto this screened-in back patio. This thing, it's got some mood to it. I like it. You got this gas fireplace, which is just pumping out. Still a little chilly today, right? We're early in spring. I was driving through the mountains this morning and I was seeing temperatures of like 24 and I was like, oh no, I don't want no parts of that right now. But beautiful surround. You got like this stacked stone and then the vaulted ceiling in here. Nice little propeller ceiling fan. And then your space heater, which is super nice. I can imagine that cranking out some heat. Because like the fireplace, it's going to keep your front warm, but you know, nothing's going to be keeping your back warm. So that is pretty handy to have out here. And then from there, we're going to dive into this kitchen. Just look at the size of this island. It's got a kind of a fun, unique shape to it as well, with like this T, right? This little peninsula coming off of the island. So you do have a little bit of seating space on this side. You could probably wrap it around and get another stool up here on the front side. And then on either end, it had these cabinets with some nice deep storage. Very nice. And then on this side, this home, I've noticed it kind of has like a farmhouse essence to it, right? There's some shiplap, you've got the apron sink, there's some exposed beams. I'm just kind of some feels. I wouldn't go out and actually call it like a modern farmhouse, but I would say like it's got the essence of one. But a nice big sink, and this just kind of looks back out into the living room as well as the dining room. And then I think this is going to be a panelized dishwasher. Yes. And then along the back wall, you have plenty of upper cabinets, not quite going up to the ceiling. So if you wanted to do a little decorating, you could. And then just tons of counter space. Look at all of this counter space. Love it. You have a window on either side of your range and range hood. And then the colors get a little darker in here. All right, so the island is kind of this dark, rich wood color. And then the cabinets over here are all white. So kind of a two-tony thing, which is cool. Kind of pan cabinet. Your Wolf range, double ovens. Ooh, hefty spice rack. It's got some weight to it. And then you've got the built-in microwave. It's like a Lazy Susan. Yep. The one thing I haven't seen in a while is like a I know this one's got a spice rack already, right? Or a spice drawer, but like a spice Lazy Susan thing in one of those corner shelves. I've seen them, but I haven't seen them in a long while. But anyway, and then kind of opposite all of that, you've got this little buffet area, some glass cabinets, and then your refrigerator space. And then just off of that is your pantry. Now, before we dive into the pantry, this door straight ahead is actually the garage. So you don't have a real long ways to go, even to get to the kitchen to bring in your groceries, right? So really close. And then just a nice big storage pantry. And then all the way through here, it just kind of wraps back around. So you do have access back out into the foyer. You've got this door that we saw coming in from the front door. This is that little side door, and that enters into this mud room, which has this beautiful kind of hall tree, like tons of storage. Just like really big drawers. Nice little spot to, well, that one's got some boxes in it. They're already storing stuff in it. But just a nice little spot to put the shoes, right? And keep them out of the way. I think that's neat. Another coat closet. And then you have an additional powder room over on this side, which is nice because this is right next, again, to the garage. So single vanity. And then back behind us is the toilet. Nope. I was thinking that you could see through the glass. Guess not. But 3 stalls. And I would have to say, it's what sits above the garage. That's what got me in this home, right? When we get up there, wait until you see this thing. It's ridiculous, like in a cool way. So you got, looks like EV hookup. You got your electric panels. Ooh, a Generac. I wonder if this is the generator or if it like connects to the generator outside. Those things are so handy. We've got a Generac at the house, and thankfully it's never. I don't think we've ever had to use it. Maybe once. But it powers like all of our outbuildings too in the event of power failure. And it runs on gas, which is super nice. But anyway, coming back out here into the foyer, you do have an elevator here in this house, which is nice. So there are technically 4 levels within the home. I would say we're standing on the 2nd level or the main level, right? But then you also have the basement level, kind of the upper 3rd level, and then you have like a huge bonus room that sits even higher than that. So what we'll do, since we're right here, we'll go ahead and dive down into the basement. And none of this is like really decorated, so we can kind of cruise through it. But I just wanted to show you everything down here. And then we'll get up to the good stuff, the meat and potatoes of the rest of the home. So another powder room. Love that. Like, there are more bathrooms than there are bedrooms in this house, which is super, super cool. So this is the elevator to get down here. Got some, kind of maybe turn this into like a little reading nook. That would be pretty cool. Depending on what you did with the basement, which I'll give you a good look at that in a minute. And you've got this nice, clean looking utility room. You got sump pumps, water heater, furnace. But out here, just tons of space, access up into the backyard. And then I'll give you a good slow pan so you can take it all in, kind of decorate it how you would like. You do have that nice fireplace right there. And then a wet bar. So you got the dishwasher, prep sink, trash can drawer. And then along the back wall, you've got some open shelves, beverage refrigerator, and then just tons more counter space. Oh, the possibilities. And then kind of another den area, maybe the perfect spot to watch the game, right? But you've got a little spot to mount a TV or entertainment center. You've got this fireplace. You can put some artwork up above it. It's got this huge tile surround going all the way up to the ceiling. And then this little built-in over here with a good bit of storage. And what else? I haven't been down here really at all. I had someone meet me here and they were helping me turn on the lights. Ooh, this is a movie theater room. Fancy. I saw all the sconces and I was like, what in the world? But there you go. So now you got 2 places to watch the game. What else do we got? And then this looks like it's set up to be a bedroom. It's got the windows, it's got the ensuite, and it's got this walk-in closet. So this is what the secondary bedroom we've seen. But this one definitely has a much bigger closet than the first one. And then over into its ensuite. So single vanity, toilet, and then this one's got the shower and tub combo. Kind of a low profile tub though. Like not super deep, but I would say maybe it's not super shallow. Just like the sides are short, but the tub itself is deep, which kind of makes it look different. Where like the low profiles, it's shallow, and then the tub itself is shallow too. But anyway, from here we'll go ahead and work our way upstairs. If you are loving this home, maybe you don't live in and around Northern Virginia or the build radius of real homes, well, have no fear. You can reach out to our good friends over at professionalhomeplans.com. While you can't build this exact home, you can draw inspiration from it or any of the homes that we've toured all across the country. You can work with their design team to craft that perfect dream home for you and your family. And if you can't find any inspiration from any of the homes that we've toured, have no fear. They have tons of pre-designed plans for you to choose from, and then you can work with their design team to craft those homes and make them your perfect dream home. If you're looking to build your home, reach out to them, professionalhomeplans.com. You can find that link down in the description. All right, top of the stairs, we've got some built-ins. Your elevator, which I probably should have taken. Whew, your boy's out of breath. Anyway, and then into the master bedroom. 2nd floor master, and check this thing out. One, it has tons of space. You have this huge coffered ceiling with the shiplapping, nice big light fixture hanging down in the middle of the room. And the room itself is gorgeous, right? It's simple, sleek, but then you have a pocket door. Whoop. There's actually 2 pocket doors, right? And they open up into this masterpiece of a closet. Your closet has its own sitting room in it, right? What? Anyway. So kind of like your own little lounge space. The only thing this thing is missing is a little dry bar, maybe a wet bar, right? And then from there, it opens up into what normally would be bonus space in most other homes that we've toured. But oh no, not in this one. This is the closet. And whoo, look at this thing. It is massive. Like you could literally play football in here, right? Tons of space, and you could do so much. And I love that we've gone into those closets where it's so high up. Like, I don't understand how people actually store clothes up in those closets. But this one's very nice. And then it's got these dormers too, so if you wanted to add a couple more shelves, I could see some shoe racks being put over here if you've got that many shoes, right? Or just like a little reading nook or a makeup vanity. Maybe you get rid of one of these windows and you put in like a makeup vanity. That would be pretty neat. And then your shoe rack. Now I saw this thing and I was like, because as I was up here turning on the lights, I wanted to turn on the lights in here because I wanted to see it. And I rounded that corner and I about dropped on the floor. I was like, oh my goodness. Anyway, across the room on the other side, you come into this also spectacular. Let me back up a little bit. Let's get a good walk in on this bathroom, right? Look at this. Vaulted ceilings, nice little light fixture, standalone tub right up underneath of this window. On either side, you have these floating vanities, shiplap accent wall. Not sure if I've already said that or not, but gorgeous. Just kind of brings the whole kind of room together. And thus, ultimately, it probably makes it one of my favorite master bedrooms of all time. Now, I've seen some cool ones, you know. I'm sure you've seen them with me. I've seen some with some exposed beams that I like a lot, but I just love the space in this one. Just everything is roomy, nice, grand feeling, right? Anyway, down the hall, we come to the fourth bedroom overall. Third secondary. This one kind of threw me off. I didn't really know what it was going to be because it's got these built-ins with this kind of day bench in here, which is pretty neat. But I guess this could be like a library too, if you didn't. So it meets all the requirements to be a bedroom. It's got a closet and it has its own ensuite as well. But man, with these built-ins, I could definitely see this as like a little library or a secondary office. Right? Some type of study area into its closet. And this is a fun tile. Definitely has some texture to it. And then this thing just keeps on going. So up towards the front of the house is kind of down the hall. This is going to be the fifth bedroom. This one's kind of made fun with this 45 wall right there. And then into its closet, which is a nice kind of spacious closet. You don't have a lot of shelves or built-ins, but you could easily add some, right? But then it also has this nice big window right here, which just lets in tons of light. And then into its own ensuite. Man, every one of these rooms too, with the exception of the master bedroom and what was that other one? The guest room. Those are the only two that had standalone showers. So understairs storage, and that's because you do have another set of stairs that goes up to some bonus space. We'll get up there in just a minute. And then you have second floor laundry. So plenty of counter space up here. Front load washer and dryer. Got some shelves or cabinets. Then you can put like some open shelves over here too, so have a little extra storage. And then a linen closet. And then the sixth bedroom. So this one's fun. So the ceiling's kind of low and then it opens up into this vault over here, which just kind of gives you a little headspace and makes it feel pretty neat. And then this is probably my favorite ensuite, like of the secondary bedrooms, just because I love this kind of blue-green kind of tile. I think that looks pretty neat. And then it's got a nice big window in here too. And then into its closet. And then from here, let's go ahead and step up these stairs. So unfortunately, the elevator doesn't quite come all the way up to this level. It does at least make it up to the bedroom levels, but I think there's another bedroom up here, which is pretty neat. And this could just be like this person, maybe you've got like an older kid and it's almost like a fourth floor apartment, right? Well, I'm not going to open that up, but you do have just like an insulation panel right there. Sure, let's see what this one does. It probably, if this one has it, we'll move then. Yeah, it's got it too. Just so you can kind of see. Well, this one, it's just like a little crawl space. Not much happening. That's neat. I don't think we've really seen too many builders do that. Just a lot of little sitting areas up here. Another linen closet, maybe a game closet. So another full bathroom. Now I wonder if this, oh yeah, there it is. Answered my question. So this bathroom right here is connected to this bedroom. And it's got another little kind of crawl space door. Oh, two more. There's a lot of them up here. And then into its closet. All right, what's going on, everyone? Welcome back. Today we're in Orem, Utah for the Utah Valley Parade of Homes here in 2026, and we're getting ready to get started on our very first home. This one is from an old friend of ours. So let me get you outside. I'll tell you all about it. All right, y'all, say hello to the Sunset Vista from JLR Contractors. This is the first of the homes that we're going to be touring here for this 2026 Utah Valley Parade of Homes. So excited. Wasn't going to come, but you know, I was able to talk Jen into letting me out of the house and coming over here and checking it out. It's too good of a parade not to come and see these homes, right? Anyway, we did JLR Contractors last year. They had an absolutely phenomenal home. This one is no different. So inside of this home, you are going to find 5 bedrooms, 3.5 bathrooms. It does have a 3-car garage over here to the left-hand side of the home, and all of this sits inside of 7,318 square feet. You've got like this beautiful fieldstone entryway with all of the whitewashed brick or weathered brick. I'm not real sure what you would call it. Anyway, I dig it. And then you've got like this fun little courtyard right here. Beautiful mountain views off into the distance. Get a load of that. It's like 8 o'clock, 8:30 in the morning right now. But anyway, and then you also have this really nice covered porch. Kind of has these little arched accents, which you're going to see inside of the home, and that's probably why I like it so much. But anyway, if you are interested in this home, it is currently for sale, and it is for sale for $3.5 million. But with that, let's get inside and see what all we can find. All right, here we go. So not only do you have just absolutely beautiful views out front, as soon as you walk in, you've got views out off of the back deck space and beyond, and just absolutely amazing. Now, tons of stuff to get into this home, but before we do, I'll go ahead and turn you around. Let you check out this front entryway. You got this really nice kind of fancy chandelier hanging down in the middle of your foyer. You've got this great big door with the frosted glass. And then tons of things happening on either side. Of course, you've got the stairwell down to the lower level, which we will get to later on. And then just off of the front door, you've got like this 45 wall with the French doors. It also has frosted glass, I just noticed. But that opens up into this office space. Now this can be flex room space. So if you wanted it to be a parlor or, you know, whatever, music room, study, cigar lounge, you name it, you can let me know that stuff down in the comments, but it can be that, right? So with that being said, as we are walking through this home, let me know what you like, what you might want to change or rearrange if this home was to be yours. Love hearing that stuff down in the comments. And I just love how spacious it is. It's just like wide open, right? And you've even got a nice view of the mountains from here too. I could look at that all day. Anyway, moving on, around the corner, you've got a little whole tree. And then beyond that is the powder room. So you've got this furniture style vanity right here. This was actually custom made. Like they bought the cabinetry piece itself and then put the countertop on it. Love the vessel sink. That looks awesome. Then you've got a couple pendant lights on either side of that. Now, the same lady that we toured her personal home from last year from JLR Contractors actually designed this home. And this is one of those pieces that we saw. It's kind of like an antique glass window in this partition wall, which is neat. Just something to kind of give the home a little extra character, right? And then from there, it opens up into the great room. You do have this slightly arched entryway as you do pass from the foyer to the great room. And it is gorgeous. So you got coffered ceilings, nice oversized light fixture, beautiful fireplace with the gas insert. Nice big windows on either side of that. Now this is actually reclaimed barn wood from the owner of JLR Contractors property. And you'll see some of that in the kitchen as well. But just nice and open. I love it. Let me get over here and give you this view too real quick. And then we'll step outside onto the back deck. I haven't been out onto the back deck yet. I've just looked at it. So you've got another fireplace out here. Kind of a semi-wooded lot, so you've got some privacy. You can actually see the lake. If you're standing here, it's probably hard to see on the camera, but it's there and you can see it. But anyway, nice big open space, vaulted ceiling. Views into your backyard. Love it. 28-hour drive to get out here. Had a little sketchy instant. I drove for quite a long time before stopping the first day. And most of the time, I take like a quick little cat nap in the rest stop areas. Sketchy, I know. And I always go to bed thinking about worst case scenarios. And sure enough, 6:30 in the morning, I had somebody knocking on my window. I'm like, ooh, a little sketchy, a little sketch. Anyway, I skedaddled out of there and everything's good to go. But with that, coming into the kitchen, beautiful countertops, nice big oversized pendant lights, plenty of seating space. I mean, on the front side of the island, these stools though, they are massive. They're hefty too. Let's see if we can, I'm gonna set you down real quick. We'll move this chair And I don't want to scratch the floors. Nobody wants that. All right, so we've got some room. And you've got some storage. And then I guess we'll start over here on this side. You have this really nice kind of backlit china cabinet with the buffet on it. Now this countertop over here and on the back cook surface is Taj Mahal. This is not. So a little different. And then you have your refrigerator and freezer. The monogram, looks like monogram is, nope. That's for the refrigerator and freezer, and then you've got cafe appliances the rest of the way. So I'm gonna be opening up some stuff. I love checking out all these kitchens. You've got, and I know we'll get to the front side of the island in a minute. I got distracted by this. But anyway, with the range hood, some more of that reclaimed barnwood. And then you, again, have the cafe range. I like this one because it's got the double ovens on it. And then get a load of this backsplash right here. I was like, what in the world is that? That looks cool. And it's actually this. They're tile pieces, and they're just kind of laid out towards the back. Looks pretty neat though. But then on either side of that, you've got some spice racks, which is nice. You've got a little ledge up here. You've the pot filler, all the things. Love it. And then on this side, you basically have the same thing as the other side. The range hood does kind of taper up towards the ceiling. And then on the front side of the island, of course, you've got trash can drawer right here. Nice big apron sink looking back out into the great room. And then you've got some views over here into the dining room, which is gorgeous. Then you've got your dishwasher and then some more drawers. And then into the dining room, beautiful views. Love that. Again, you've kind of got like that antique glass window up there. It kind of gives it a little extra character, a little je ne sais quoi. I don't know if that's the right word, if that means anything, but I don't know. Sounds fancy though, you know what I mean? Anyway, tons of wall treatment in here. Love the color. And then around the corner, this kind of starts working our way towards the master bedroom, close to the kitchen and snacks. Love that. But get a load of this bedroom itself. It is beautiful. I love the shiplapping. You've got the vaulted ceiling with the exposed beams. It's got all the things that I like. And then it's got like this very light seafoam blue color almost, giving off some beachy vibes. And you think that this looks really nice, but wait until I turn you around and what? It's got its own fireplace in here too. So I'm sold, 10 out of 10. I'll take it. Let me get you over here in this corner real quick. I always love finding these master bedrooms with the fireplaces in it. Ooh, love it. The only thing I kind of wish, which would be neat, and you probably can't because I think there's just like a linen closet right there, but if you could have, if it could be like worked in a way that it's two-sided and you could kind of enjoy it from the back side too, maybe like in the soaking tub or something. I don't know, I think that would be neat. Anyway, they are set up for the parade, and I find it cumbersome to go and untie everything and then put everything back. Especially I've got like a 4-hour window to film like 3 homes this morning. So this is a linen closet. I just don't want y'all yelling at me if I don't open something up. But then you've got the double vanity. Beautiful arched mirrors, and that's kind of the theme here in the bathroom as well, which I love. And they've kind of kept the same color. They brought the same color from the master bedroom into the ensuite. And then we start getting into the things that I really love. Of course, you've got your little tub space. It's got this arched entryway, but then they kept that with the barrel vault as you come into this area. And then into the shower. It's got a little bench back there. And then the water closet. And then you've got another arched doorway, walkway that leads into the closet. And then there's some attic access in here as well. For some reason, I was thinking that, I guess when I walked through, I didn't pay attention. I thought it passed through. Like this, passed through. Anyway, so that makes it where there are two kind of doorways on either side of the kitchen space. On this side, get a load of this pantry right here. Y'all, I am in love with this. This is gorgeous. It's kind of got like this farmhousey, kind of industrial vibe to it, and I dig it. It's got this brick backsplash. Fun little cutout right here, right? Just like a little niche. But the brick really caught my eye. Another little apron sink. Tons of space, and then of course you've got the checkered tile floor. And then we'll come over here first. So another kind of flex space. Little craft room, could be a media center for the kids if they're doing homework or you homeschool or something like that. Like sky's the limit, could be a secondary office. It's got some fun little pools. So another room, let me know what you're doing. It's got views of the mountains as well. And then you've got your whole tree and everything. Kind of a maroony color. And that goes all the way up to the ceiling. And what I like about here is the floor. I just like it. Like I always like these brick floors. Anyway, and then we'll go ahead and step out into the garage real quick. Again, set up for the parade. So kind of look past all of the tables and everything. But we'll peruse around and see what all we can find. Obviously this is your 2-stall. And then I think technically this is like an RV stall over here. But, or like a bigger truck, you know what I mean? But either way, you could do a number of things with it. Yeah, you do have some attic access in here as well. Got a spigot. And then this is just understair storage. Under the stairs that leads up to the bonus space that we're about to get to. And then it's like you've got an EV outlet. And that is what I'm seeing. Have any of y'all been to any of the homes yet? This is my first one. Like literally got in yesterday, woke up this morning, started touring. So I've got my list, but I want to hear if y'all have been through any, which ones you have been in, and which one was your favorite. Anyway, so again, just kind of bonus space up here. You turn it into another office if you wanted to, or whatever. storage. Sky is the limit. And then from here, I think that's everything on the main level. We'll head back over to the stairs and work our way down into the basement. I got in here, it was 91 degrees. What? But not here, not like in the house, but like here, you know, and being in West Virginia, we're not quite up there yet. We're still like, I don't know, mid 80s, might drop down into the 70s a little bit. But tons of natural light as you work your way down the stairwell. And then just as soon as you get down here to the bottom, it's got this really fun little nook. But just kind of a fun little space sitting right up underneath of the stairs, right? A beautiful blue color, love that. Both of my kids love reading, like they would love this space. Not that they actually can read right now, you know what I mean? They're trying, Rose trying. Piper, she's getting to this point, she's starting to kind of really get into some words. Obviously with the flower farm, she's saying flower now, which is awesome, love that. But yeah, reading nook, that would be huge. And it even has a little bit of storage up underneath of it, which is nice. And then opposite the stairwell, just as soon as you get down to the bottom of them, you've got this guest room. And I love the accent wall in here with the stone. I think that looks neat. Gives it like this, I don't know, it's like a spa type feel, right? I think that looks neat. And it kind of brings that exterior inside a little bit with the arch that we saw as you came into, as you walked up towards the home. And then you've got its closet, which looks like a reach-in. And then it also has its own private ensuite. So single vanity, vessel sink, tons of counter space. And then into its shower. And then opposite that, towards the back, you've got the water closet. And then from there, it kind of opens up into all of the common spaces down here. We've got a little lounge space. Sorry, hopefully the plastic that I'm walking on isn't like coming through too bad. I can hear it, it's really crunching. But anyway, just give you a nice big pan. And then I don't have any shoes on. I want to show you the rear elevation because it's got, they did a lot of work to this lot. We might be able to get out there onto the stone, but it is a walkout basement. So you can come out here and kick it. It does have another little spigot. And then the one thing I noticed as soon as we walked out was it's got this gas line right here. So you can just hook the grill right up to it. You don't have to keep going to Walmart or Target or whoever sells your gas bottles. Anyway, yeah, let's get out here. Hopefully the grass isn't wet. Because I know there's something else back here as well. It has another little garage towards the back. And you can only access it from back here. But anyway, this is the rear elevation. But for like your lawnmower, little toys, you know, that type of stuff. Ugh. Anyway. And then you've got another little sitting area with a little wet bar. Another refrigerator. And then you have just like a little cutout with the Dutch door. for the kids to kind of come and play. Just kind of a cool use of the understair space, right? You either use it for storage or use it for the kids' play area. I have seen it used as like a little wine shrine as well. So it just depends. Anyway, so this is the second of the secondary bedrooms down here. It's very crunchy. Anyway, it is a nice big room, tons of space. It's got a step-in closet. Get over here in this corner, let you scope it all out. And then this room and the next room are technically connected via a Jack and Jill, even though it's not really in the bedrooms itself. It's just kind of like this pass-through bathroom shared with the common spaces. But you got a double vanity, some fun beaded tile. And then I love this tile surround. Just looks cool. Let me get in here and show you the color. It's almost like a tealish color. It's coming in a little darker blue, but definitely a teal color. It's like some off-white. Just looks neat. Beach vibes. And then from there you pass through into this hallway. And I guess we'll start back here. And this is the third secondary bedroom down here. And fourth. Whoop. We're stepping on bubble wrap, it sounds like. Anyway, all these rooms are really nice sizes. Love it. And they've had like the combination. I love like the step or the reach-ins, you know, they've all been shut, but I love that they've kept open all the walk-ins, which is nice. Let us poke into them a little bit. And then you've got a linen closet right here. And then this right here is the utility closet. It's got all the things, furnace, water heater, furnace, those things. And then this is some unfinished space. And it's a little echoey in here, but they left some pictures to kind of give you an idea of what you can do if you wanted to finish it off. But the sky's the limit. It's got like some Batcave vibes in here, right? I want some gun racks up, just leave it as is. Get some like iron tables or something to match the steel. I guess steel tables, right? I don't know. I don't know. Something out of John Wick. Anyway, let me know what you would do with it. And then around the corner, you've got the laundry room for down here. And I guess this is where all of the secondary bedrooms are. So upstairs, the only laundry room space that there was in the master closet. And then you've got some more unfinished space back here for some storage. You've got the sump pump. And I think that's about it. All right. Yeah, let me know what you think about this home down in the comments. If you want any more information on this home or JLR Contractors, you can find that information right down there in the description. I hope you enjoyed the tour. I hope you go on to have a fantastic day. Make sure you head on over to FlannelAndWick.com. Pick yourself up something that smells absolutely amazing. And as always, my name's Timothy. I look forward to seeing your beautiful face in the next one.